Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. We are live tomorrow, people, 8 p.m. Tomorrow being Monday, so make sure you join me, please. Last week's was fun. If you've never joined a live before, we don't just talk about boxing, we talk about everything for about an hour and a half. So yeah, make sure you join me tomorrow, 8 p.m. All right, let's talk some boxing. There is quite a lot to talk about. Let's start here. Dave Allen comes up short, beaten on points by Arslanbek Mcmudov. Yeah, came up very short. As you guys know, I was in Sheffield, and if it wasn't for those 2 points taken away from Mcmudov, that would have been very, very wide. Like, it was wide anyway on the scorecards. But yeah, and look, Dave said it, I guess, perfectly at the end. Not good enough. Like, he said it. I mean, if I said it, maybe it would come across as quite rude and condescending, but he said it. And you kind of just have to agree with him. Although there was times in that fight where I felt Mcmudov was there for the taking. Like, if he just went again, you know, like he would land a flurry. Mcmudov looked like he was wobbling a little bit, and then there was nothing. Or maybe the flurry came right at the end of a bell, so it was like Mcmudov saved. But I didn't watch that fight or go away from it thinking Mcmudov is great. I didn't, which I guess shows the levels in boxing, right? You look at what Dave Allen did to Johnny Fisher, and I know styles make fights, but then you look at how Dave Allen struggled against Mcmudov. I don't think Mcmudov, I mean, I guess he kind of scratching the surface of being a top 20 heavyweight, scratching the surface. I don't think he's that good. And that's why I guess everyone left slightly disappointed, because we're watching Mcmudov and you're thinking, it's quite predictable, the 1-2. He landed a couple of good uppercuts, to be fair, but it's quite slow, it's quite ploddy. And you're thinking, come on, Dave, like, come on, let's do something here. Let's go through the gears a little bit. And no, nothing. I don't know if the plan, and I was listening to commentary like you guys were, and I think comms were almost suggesting that the plan was for Dave to kind of have a look at Mcmudov for the first 4 or 5 rounds and then start to do his work. But by the time the round 6 or 7 came, he had taken so many shots, there was nothing Dave could do. Like, Dave was, I mean, he was shipping punches. I mean, and even the ones on the gloves, they take their toll on you. And yeah, I think Dave said after as well, didn't he, that he'd never been hit that hard. And I mean, you could hear him in the corner with Jamie Moore, I think after round 2, saying, boy, this guy can hit, this guy's powerful. So maybe they didn't expect him to hit that hard. And maybe they did expect for him to tire maybe halfway through, but Mcmudov didn't. Mcmudov was smart. He held when he needed to hold. Every time he was hurt, he knew what to do. He has this really wide stance, Mcmudov, which I thought was against him, because I thought he's not using his height and reach, but he's got this really wide stance. So every time he was hurt, he kind of just quickly grabbed. It's quite smart, like quite a smart boxer. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed in Dave, I have to admit. I almost felt like it was just all there for him. I mean, he had 9,000 packed in. The walkout was incredible. And you felt like, okay, this is his moment. This is it, right? There's been a few false dawns with Dave over the years, but I felt, okay, this is perfect. Mcmudov's the perfect opponent because he just looks the part, doesn't he? He looks scary. He looks mean and big, but he's not actually that good. But you beat Mcmudov, and then there is this talk of whoever, someone in the top 10, top 15, but whoever, right? And just didn't get going. He didn't get going. I think Dave's really good to the body. But every time, again, smart from Mcmudov, every time Dave Allen got close, Mcmudov grabbed. And Steve Gray, I mean, how many points could Steve take away? I mean, everyone was screaming like, come on, Steve, throw him out, take more points. But he's taking 2 points. I mean, 2 points is actually quite a lot. He's done what he could do. And the thing is, even in those rounds where Steve Gray took a point, Mcmudov won those rounds. So it's not like they were even Dave Allen rounds. They were even rounds. So yeah, it's not back to the drawing board, but I mean, I don't know where he goes, if I'm honest with you. I mean, and I said this to the guys on stage, I think more specifically to Tony yesterday, because Tony was like, he can win a British title. I'm like, oh, 1 second. Fraser Clark's fighting Jimmy TKV for the British title. Fraser Clark's the favourite. Fraser Clark quite recently bashed up Dave Allen. We can't say, yeah, but it's a better Dave Allen. I mean, Fraser Clark bashed him up. So what are they doing? What route do they go? So, yeah, I'm not sure. Carl Frampton did say or suggest that maybe Dave should retire. Like that was his moment, but it's always difficult for a fighter to retire off the back of a loss. I thought, and the weight thing's always been a thing with Dave Allen, right? I mean, people just don't like to see a protruding stomach on an athlete. I think that's what it is. So when you see that, you automatically think, okay, could he be in better shape? Is that a fair statement, or I think that's fair, right? When you see someone's stomach, like, yeah, okay, can you be in better physical shape? And there were these images going around of Dave. I think there was one image, I think Eddie posted it as well, of him in a sweatsuit, which is kind of weird for a heavyweight to be in a sweatsuit anyway. But you're looking at it thinking, whoa, he's in good shape. He weighed more than he did first time fighting Johnny Fisher. And I'm like, could a 10 pounds lighter Dave Allen be in shape? Because ultimately, in the end, he was shattered. And that's why he couldn't let his hands go. So, yes, we're all screaming, let your hands go, let your hands go. If there's no gas in the tank, there's no gas in the tank. And could a 10 pound, look, again, I don't know, but could a 10 pound lighter Dave Allen have more gas in the tank? Could he? And I think most would say the answer is yes. But also, he was shipping a lot of shots. He was shipping a lot of shots. And the worst thing about that style, like some people take one to land one. Dave Allen was taking 4 or 5 and not landing any. Or taking 4 or 5 and landing 1 or 2. And you're taking 4 or 5 from a puncher. I mean, Mcmudov's not feather-fisted. I mean, this guy clearly has stones in his hands. And he's a big guy. He's a big lump, right? I mean, 17 of his first 18 fights he won by knockout. And yes, the level might not be great, but he's still knocking people out, so he can clearly punch. So yeah, look, disappointed overall. I just felt like it was there for the taking. I felt like, and I think he'll watch it back. I was talking to Jamie Oliver and Nigel Travis after the fight in the hotel, and they were kind of showing me some clips as well where they thought, like, if Dave just went again. So I think Dave will kick himself as well. As for what next, no idea. Absolutely no idea. Again, the British title route, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be any appetite to see, and I think Fraser Clark will beat Jimmy TKV. I don't know if there's any appetite for that fight to happen, So yeah, I'm not sure. As for Arslanbek Mcmudov, I thought he boxed really well. Honestly, I thought he boxed really well. Yeah, he got caught a couple of times, but you're going to get caught, right? I mean, Dave's a puncher as well. Dave's quite tricky. Dave knows what to do when he's up close. But I think he kind of weathered any storms that were there. Again, I felt he held well. Dark arts of boxing. I thought he landed punches. His punch output was incredible. And everyone thought it was going to die or wane, and it didn't. Even those closing rounds where you're away from home and you're thinking, okay, the judges could give it to Dave. Those championship rounds, he won them. He won them convincingly. So I thought it was a really good, maybe the best performance of his career. The Carlos Takam fight was really good, but I thought this was up there with that. I thought he spoke well after as well. I hate when people kind of tell their story and it was greeted with boos like he's the bad man here. He's not the bad man. He's a guy that's come away from home and just upset Dave Allen. But I like the idea of what he said, like my journey from Russia to Azerbaijan to Canada. And that can't be easy. And I was like, my God, that deserves a round of applause as opposed to boos, which were ringing out. But look, he's put himself in a position. Will it be AJ? There has been some talk of it being AJ. I mean, AJ would destroy him. Destroy that guy. Or I'd like to think he would. You just don't know, do you? But I think AJ would annihilate. He's so slow, so predictable. I think AJ would light him up, honestly. I mean, for AJ, it's a case of if you let your hands go, you would knock that guy out. But I don't know. We'll see. How good's Caballero? Honestly, that was my one takeaway watching that. Like, fuck me, Caballero's good, isn't he? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, Caballero made that man look like a D-rated fighter. And he's not that. I mean, is he a top 20 guy? No. But he's just on the cusp of it. Caballero made him look like he's a fucking journeyman. Caballero, serious, guys. So, yeah, look, whatever Arslanbek Mcmudov does, I'll follow, I'll support. I like him. He's a great guy. Spoke to him backstage as well. Really humble. Like, so humble. Just wants opportunities. Will fight anyone. Just wants opportunities. Will travel anywhere just for these opportunities. And I like that. I like that. His look isn't who he is. Like, he's got that fucking scary look. He is the scariest fighter I've ever seen in my life, trust me. But he's not that. So look, good luck to him. A couple of interesting fights on the undercard. Bilal Fawaz beating Janae Boston. Not that much of a surprise. Like, if you know your boxing, you would have known about Bilal Fawaz, and you would know about his journey as well. I mean, this guy has been through a hell of a lot, and it's a shame that he's only really getting the limelight now and the spotlight now. I mean, this guy was on like GB squads, but couldn't sort of represent GB because of his immigration status, so was never obviously considered for the Olympics. But that's how close and good he was. And he's just been through so much. Honestly, he's been through so much. I mean, they tried to kick him out of this country so many times. And he's always fought back, and he's had people sign petitions to keep him in the country. And now, finally, he's almost been like, let go. Okay, now you... Like, Frank Warren wanted to sign him years ago, maybe a decade ago. Honestly, he's been around for that long. And I was so happy for him to win that title. And it meant so much. And... Look, I still think, what is he, 36, 37? I mean, he's good, isn't he? He's good, he's tricky, he carries a bit of pop. Hurt Junaid badly in that third round. Got a chin, physically looks really good, mixes his shots up. He's tricky, and hopefully they can get him on another card and Eddie can sign him and just give him a couple more. Like, some of the fighters Eddie signs, I mean, he's way more exciting than loads of those fighters. Way more exciting. Good on the mic. Quite controversial, good to watch. I hope that Eddie kind of gives him a push. Hopefully, he gets a couple more fights. As for Junaid, you've got to learn from it. You've just got to learn. Why on earth? I think, did he come out orthodox for the first couple? Was it southpaw? Whatever way it was, he then switched in the third round after having success in the first two, and bang, got caught. Why are you switch hitting? Can't stand it. Don't know why people do that. I think it confuses you more than sometimes the fighter. The best switch hitter in the game right now is Terence Crawford. Against Canelo, that motherfucking didn't switch once. They didn't switch once. Why? Why do you need to? You don't need to do it. Junior Witter used to do that a lot, and I used to think, what are you doing? And Junior Witter was very good at doing it. So look, you don't need to do it, and I think he'll learn from it. It was a bruising fight. The good thing is he's young enough to recover from that, right? I mean, you don't want those type of fights early in your career, but he's young enough to recover from it. And he just has to look at everything. Just has to watch the fight back, both fights back, and learn from it. But also understand that he was in there with, although the pro record won't say it, he's in there with a very experienced fighter. Like, very experienced fighter. So look, I think he'll come again. But I really hope that Bilal gets a push. Get a push, man. That makes some money from this sport, man. This sport has been what has kept him going for the last 15 years. It'd be nice for him to kind of get something back from it. All right, let's have a look at this news. Hand injury forces Sebastian Fundora out of fight against Keith Thurman. My conspiracy theorist head says there is no hand injury and it was just tanking. No tickets were being sold. There was no interest. And so that's the reason. That's just what I think. Always happens in boxing. Always happens. But look, we'll see. We'll see if that can be put on again. I'm sure it will be in the new year sometime. But yeah, disappointing for everyone on the undercard. Very, very disappointing, especially for O'Shaki Foster. Stephen Fulton should just move on. That's doomed. That reminds me like of Tony Ferguson, Khabib Nurmagomedov, which was scheduled like 4 or 5 times, never happened. I'm starting to wonder if O'Shaki Foster and Stephen Fulton are like that. One of them should just get it on with Raymond Ford. Like, move on and get it on with Raymond Ford on a DAZN card, which clearly won't be cancelled because they aren't cancelled. Jaron Ennis levels up, blast out Usman Lima inside a round. I might do a separate video on this tomorrow or straight after this. The overreaction to this has been astonishing. Like, it's been astonishing. Like, I was on the train coming back from Sheffield just reading some of the, like, oh, he's the best 154-pounder. He's going to beat everyone from 160 to 160. Guys, if we're brutally honest, we didn't even know Lima when this fight was announced. You know. Now, let me wrong. It was still, I mean, if you're fighting a C-level fighter, which Lima probably is, you've got to do that to a C-level fighter. Fair. And he did that. But let's all breathe a little bit. There are a number. I actually tweeted. about the 154-pound division. 1 second. What did I say? Okay, this is what I said. I said 154 pounds is by far the hottest division in boxing. In no order, the top 10 guys: Fundora, Ortiz, Boots, Zayas, Boychuk, Mcmudov, Adams, Lubin, Mutazaliev, and Baru. I think that's how you say his name. Baru or Barayu. What I'm getting at is, let's see what he does against those guys. That list. Anyone on that list. Anyone. Let's see what he does against them. And by the way, look, he could beat majority of these. But my excitement level isn't going to go through the roof like some people's until he fights that level. Because all those guys on that list would destroy Lima as well. Would destroy Lima. Let's see if we get the Ortiz fight. Look what Ortiz is doing, by the way. On that list that I just read out, Ortiz has fought Boychuk, has fought Mcmudov, and is about to fight Lubin. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference. I mean, Eddie is clearly the best salesman and will scream, and rightly so. I mean, Eddie's the best at what he does. But I think even Eddie deep down knows, it was Lima. It was Lima. You know what I mean? It wasn't a top 10 guy, wasn't a top 15 guy, probably wasn't a top 20 guy. But look, I like Boots. What is he, 35-0, 28 years of age? It has to be Ortiz next. But in saying that, Ortiz has got Lubin. And even if Ortiz gets through Lubin, he's not going to get through unscathed. So we'll see what happens. If it isn't Ortiz, I mean, again, I just read out a list. It has to be one of those guys. Has to be. Good fight, this one, in 168-pound division. Diego Pacheco, Kevin Sajo. Good fight that is. Unbeaten versus unbeaten. I like it. Anything else? Very quickly. By the way, Padley Reese Bellotti. Now, this isn't about who won the fight, because, I mean, you could make an argument to say Padley won the fight. I thought it was very, very close. I had it Bellotti, but if you say Padley won it, fine. 99-92. 99-92 is just... Ade, be careful. Ade, be careful. It's horrendous. It is, isn't it? Like, what? I don't want to say what it is, because, you know, I always get myself in trouble. You guys know what that is. That's incredible. 99-92 is just... We move on. Peace and love.